Okay, folks. Um, this is a mind melt. I know I'm so hungry. Sorry. All right, so these what you see on the screen are all our listings in price order. Uh, now they're in price order. All right, we got a $35,000 listing. No, it's a mobile home. Problem we have on that one is the monthly land. You see ground rent on the contract. I think this was like 1600. Yeah. So we got a condo in Washington, other condos in for 168. Yeah. Hmm? Yeah, that's all I'm dealing with right now.
That Dutch Village one is mine.
Dutch Village, where here?
Yep.
Cool. You can buy a house for under 200,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you saw my email last night, what I was touting was, wow, look at all these green arrows here. So we have been reducing prices. I get it. Um, but when you take a look at, when you highlight all this and you click stats, our listings are all 79 are on the average days on market 42 and 59 for continuous days on market. Now, I do want to take off I think it's this one here. Because that one's been on the market at like 500 and some days. Is that right? Oh, here it is. It's that one. All right, so our average is 35, and we've had a continuous of 53. 53 days ago, it was August. And this is our average. Okay. So I don't know how many listing agents I have here, but I want this to be a two-way street today. And I was having a great discussion. Let me see who's in here. Steven here? No. All right. So you reach a point in the market, and those that, I mean, like I said, this is my 30th year. If you've been doing this for over 20 years, you will remember a market where this was not unusual. I remember when I started doing my first, the ones I get where I say, hey, here's the community and here's how many listings and how many under contract, here's the absorption rate. I started doing that in 2007 or 8 when we were going through the short sale. And I designed that chart, just started watching what's happening in the zip codes because that's what was going on. And at that time, because it was taking longer to sell houses, we were starting to get away from more away from where is that one? From the pricing, because you reach a point on some of these properties where the value is the value, I mean, the value is true. It's just there's not enough fish in the sea to be coming after and making offers. So you have to say, well, how can I make my worm on the hook seem more enticing than everyone else's? Okay. So this is about what do I remember property could easily be. Yeah, Rashana, yeah. I remember that. Your whole market was 6 months. If it sold in 2 months, you were like, wow, that was fast. My children haven't finished soccer season yet. How did that sell so quickly? You know? So, what I would like to do is take a look at your selling. And I want to take two looks here. We're going to build this thing out here. Selling the deal. How could you sell the deal? What are some things that you could do? Obviously, you could drop your price. We know that. But you've reached a point where I really can't do it. There's 8 other properties in the zip code, look exactly like mine. What else could you do to make this look better? Go.
You can offer, instead to drop the price, you can offer something that can be more appeal with the buyers, has to put more money on maybe
Yeah.
investing or
So offer financial incentive.
that they can see.
Yeah.
Just
So
drop the price.
this can be a closing costs subsidy, pay points. Now this is, and I need to talk with the lenders about how can we market this. Pay points. Can I say, and I'll find out more about this, hey, we can get you an interest rate at 5 3/4. We're seeing that happen.
Anthony, I'm doing that with my listing.
Yes. Talk to that, Ashley, if you would, while I eat
It's
my.
called, well, I'm doing it with Melissa Landon from CMG Mortgage. It's called the List and Lock, where my buyer is paying 2% to buy down the rate. So right now we're advertising a rate on my listing in White Plains at 5.1%.
Yeah, I'm doing something very similar on mine.
Got it.
Yeah. So you get additional advertising. They market the property for you as well. CMG does. You get a lot of really neat videos. And if you want me to share my screen, I can show you what the videos look like. And then you also get a rider to put on the sign with a QR
Right.
code, and people can drive by and just scan the code to see what that day's interest rate is.
All right.
But you can do a buy down for however much your seller is willing to pay. Mine,
Right.
is capped out at $10,000, so that's about 2%.
But you're getting it down to 5.1.
Yes.
I mean, imagine that, folks. They're going out there and they're looking at, let me get my Freddie Mac's thing up here.
Yeah, mine's 4.99.
It's Freddie Mac is 6.3
Yeah.
for conventional.
The question was, does that change?
Yes, it changes every day. Well, it may change every day. So they provide you with something that you can copy and paste into the remarks in your listing, and it'll say the interest rate is 5.125 as of 10/8/2025, is subject to change. You do have to qualify to get that. I mean, if you have terrible credit, I mean, you're not going to be able to get it. And what you have to do is you have to use the lender for your loan. Right. Now, I've used this type of advertising on other homes to get more buyers' interest, and I've had buyers who have written offers and not asked for the credit because they want to use their own lender, but not even ask for the $10,000.
Okay. So paying points is valuable. This is like, golly, man, we're going back when I bought my first condo. I had a 2-1 buy down. What that means is whatever the current rate was, I got 2 interest rates below that.
For 1 year, and then.
Yeah, the next year it went up to another one. Yeah. So we were
Right,
so
but this is
happy.
forever.
I know, but we were so happy to get a 10% mortgage rate. But I'm just saying, we're returning back to, they're at 6, what someone say, 6 1/4?
6.3.
Yeah, 6.3. She's getting this down to 5 1/8. That's a big difference.
Yeah, it saves the buyer $361 a month.
Mm-hmm.
$367 a month right now.
Okay.
Ashley just said if they're advertising a 2.2% buy down based on using my lender, that shows that it's a smart agent So, oh, they're willing to put $10,000 for the deal. They could say, hey, I'm not your lender, but I'm gasking $10,000 totally.
Exactly. And here's where I'm coming from. That's true. It means the seller will still give 10 grand. But it's like, how am I packaging this worm here? This piece of shrimp on the end of how am I packaging it? Because a lot of, well, I guess I need to drop my price again. I'm like, no, your value is there. You're probably going to appraise at the value, if not a little bit more, if you keep coming down. So I need to start adding some butter and sugar and icing on this cake to make it look better. The paying of the points, like she said, all she needed was buyer activity. And then people write an offer without going for that one. But now she got them in the property. But at least this is making that bait a better opportunity. People will see the 5 and an 8th and they will call. Okay. And or say 5 and an 8th as of this date. It fluctuates depending on where the rates are, but call for more information. Here's the QR code. Great. Paying points. What else?
I have done a home warranty for 2 years and also give the buyer a reissue rate for their what is that, the insurance on the house? I can't even think. I have to eat.
Reissue it for the title insurance.
Yes, that saves them a lot of money.
So you could have like a, all right, well, we'll keep going, then I've got another idea. I don't want to lose it. I better type it out. Okay. A buyer package. What I'm thinking here is, look, we're going to do a reissue rate for you. We're going to give you a home warranty for 2 years, and we're going to pay 2 points. Okay? Savings of X thousand. What do sellers do? They pay for this and pay for that, but they let you know what they're doing, and that's what makes it enticing. So a buyer package. Hey, here's the KW United buyer package with this seller. They're going to pay 2% for points. They're going to do a home warranty for 2 years, and they're going to give you a reissue rate for a title insurance, which is going to save you X thousands of dollars when you buy.
Also, you can tell, transfer tax,
What's that again?
the transfer tax is you already made it, property.
Yeah.
You can-
Seller pay all transfer taxes. For y'all in Virginia, this is a huge tax. It's like another commission. And what they normally do is split it 50-50. Seller could say seller to pay all transfer taxes. Now, I appreciate it says sell all transfer taxes. I would put in the marketing how much that is. The dollar amount is what speaks to people.
Yeah, in Virginia, it's going to be 3% of whatever the sale price is
Right.
between grantors and congestion relief or WMATA.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Sellers often pay on HOA.
Yeah. Pay HOA fees
Mhm.
for a year. I had thought of, I was talking with Steve McIlvain again. Don't run off with this one, but I got to figure it out and see if we can do it. Hey, we will pay your first 2 months mortgage payment. I got to find out if that's legal. But it was an idea that hit me. And hey, we will move you in for free.
Yeah.
Do you see
Well,
what I'm
it's-
saying? We're marketing the deal. We're talking about the sizzle versus I just dropped my price $10,000. You drop the price, what's that? Right. And you say, hey, we have the movers that will do that. And it's group over here and we'll pay for it. We'll pay for it up to X amount. Or I think I was talking with Steve McIlvain. It was like, we'll move you up to 20 miles. So we're trying to go for someone. You see what I'm saying?
Well, that's
Move
going to
you
be
in for
legal.
free.
That's going to be legal because 2 parties can agree to pretty much
Right.
anything. And
Right.
the question
What I'm
is,
not sure about is
is
to
it-
pay your first 2 months mortgage payment.
yeah, or does it violate any kind of
Right.
marketing?
Right. I have to
and
check that. Let me put a little asterisk here on that one. Will this one make me have to choose out a cellmate? Let's just want to,
The jail.
You go to jail. No trial, go to jail. What else could you put onto this to draw buyer? So this is why the buyer agents, I need your input. What would your buyers respond to? I wanted to say, I'm not sure if this is legal, a vacation package. I remember when we used to have these with the builders, but they were directed towards, see, this is the whole thing back in the old days. Back in the old days. The builders would offer so much to agents. And I never resonated with that. Like, well, what's it matter what you're giving to me? That means I'm not helping my buyer out. So you give me a $5,000 bonus. What does that mean? That's not right for me to take a bonus just to get you in a house. It was an incentive to show it, and I get that. And I've collected on those before, but that's not why I went there. Oh, you got that? Great. Yeah, tack that on. I'll take that too, you know? One of them was like, it was a gift certificate of like $2,500 and I could go spend it. So it was interesting things they did. So I'm wondering, hey, buy here, we'll move you in and I'll give you a vacation package to, well, no, I'm thinking more like Virginia Beach.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I have a question and it may not make sense value-wise or whatever, but what about, you're talking about incentives, what about as someone who's looking to buy, like all new appliances? Like, let's say your property.
I'm glad you,
needs,
Steve and I even talked about that. All new appliances.
I guess like
Package.
renos might be too.
You pick. But do you see what that, but see what that is? Huh? Yeah, you pick. Here's our package. We got 3 packages. Which one you want? Oh, I want the dark stainless steel. I want the white. I want the whatever. You pick what it is. It's an incentive that is still money out of the seller's pocket versus it just being $10,000 off the price.
Yeah.
Because 10 grand off the price and 10,000 in package deals is still $10,000. Whether the seller reduces their price or pays for these things. Now, what's going to happen? Buyer comes in, my price is $600,000. They come in at 575, and they want all this stuff. They're not going to get it. That is for a full price offer. That's what I'll give this to you for full price offer. Because you can't, and this is this whole thing where people, they get wrapped around the axle. I want the price off 10 grand. I'm like, well, wouldn't you rather have 10? Because if you're putting down a 20% down payment and they drop the price $10,000, as far as cash, what does that save in your pocket as a buyer?
Nothing.
It saves you $2,000, 20%. Versus I will offer for financial incentive for you. I'll give you closing cost subsidy. I really like the paying of points because now I've given you 10,000 for the points. And I don't know, that would be a calculation on that flyer of what that reduced rate is going to save you over 5 years. Save $40,000. I don't know what it is, but save $15,000 with my financial package.
Anthony.
Yeah.
So I have a video that shows that over the course of the loan, it saves the buyer over $40,000.
Wow. Can you play it?
Uh,
I don't know how to do I don't know how to do the sound. We'll fix that one. Okay. We'll work on that.
okay.
But that in 5 years, hold on, let me see here.
No, I'm saying over the course of the loan, it'll save the buyer, the buy down will save the buyer over $40,000.
Right. So see, how do you see? And so it sounds like this package probably has the mortgage flyer explaining this.
Yeah, it's a video. It's like
Yeah,
a video that
okay.
you can post on social media.
Okay. Can you put that up?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to stop sharing and you share.
So Anthony, I have a question.
Yeah.
So how are you suggesting us advertising this? First of all, I mean, if the seller is showing willingness to get right, because this is all nice and dandy, right? If sellers just like do whatever it takes to sell my house, give money off, like I mean, right? But that's not why they're hiring us, right? They're hiring us.
They're hiring us to market. They're
Well,
hiring us for our ideas. They're hiring us for our innovation because I offer 2% points down, but I add to that marketing what this means to your rate and what it shows as savings for you over time. That's what they're hiring me for, to get the
And
feet in the
if you
door.
already have a seller that's saying, I'm willing to pay closing costs, it's the same thing.
Think
well,
differently instead of just
that's what
closing
I
costs.
that's what I'm trying to understand. When you have a seller that did not on the listing agreement say that they're willing to pay anything, they're open to negotiations, and then along the way they might be open to giving closing cost or whatever. I guess what kind of conversations are you suggesting us to have with the seller to get them on board to say, hey, listen, instead of just continuously dropping the price or, have another price reduction, this is what we could offer instead, right?
Right, because
Right.
the goal is to have the listing stand out. So like I have a listing right now that is one of 9 in the neighborhood, and I have a listing that is in a neighborhood where the builder is still building. So how do we stand out? So that's the conversation I had with my seller. How do we make your home stand out against all these others? This is what we can do.
Everybody's giving up closing cost assistance. Not everybody, but we know we can do the search and we find it's almost 1 out of 3 is offering closing cost assistance. So I say, move in my house for free. I'll pay your moving costs and I'll make 2 months worth of mortgage payments or 1 month mortgage payments. So what does that look like? Wow, they moved me for $6,000 and they paid a month's mortgage. So to the buyer, what's that mean? I closed on October 30th. When's my first payment? December.
January.
December, maybe
It's
January.
December, and now you're paying 1 month. It's January. So the benefit to me versus the other 8 properties is you moved me in for $6,000, so free. Forget what costs us. You moved me in for free, and I don't have a payment till January. I just moved in November. So 2 months, I'm not paying out anything. And so it's actually savings to them plus the extra month on the tail end. It's the attraction of how is this one different? And yes, what does it do to save me money?
Right.
It
Doing-
makes you look like the bright, shiny object.
Right. To Ashley's point, and you said the same thing, Anthony, this is changing the psychological dynamic of
Yeah.
prospective buyers. It's not just saving them money, it's their perception in offering something that they can see value in that's different than what anybody else is talking about. They could attribute more benefit to them than just simply whatever the net cost savings. And that's the beauty of any one of these or a combination of these in thinking about how is it going to be perceived by prospective buyers.
Right. See, we do these top 3 all the time. Wow, you need to bring the price down more. Well, let's offer $5,000 finance. And sellers are nervous at saying, I don't want to put a dollar amount to it and drop my price in case someone will come in without asking that. Now I've offered them more. Yeah, but it's not moving. And I don't say closing costs considered. That's not a shiny object. Hey, we'll pay 2 points to a buy down. And this is what I'm saying. Maybe you've already made your price drops. Okay. And maybe it's time to add something else. So you do these things here where I'll pay points, but don't just say pay points, say pay points and explain how much that's going to be and what it means in the future. $40,000 over the life of the loan. Say up to $40,000 over the life of the mortgage because we'll pay 2 points for you to get it. By the way, don't worry about any of the appliances in the house for 2 years. We'll give you a home warranty for 2 years. 2 years of home warranty, folks. If you get the most expensive one, that's only like $1,500. But see how that is bling, bling, bling. Wow, I'm going to have a home warranty for 2 years to protect all my stuff. Reissue rate for title insurance, whatever that looks like. Imagine if you look at all these lower price things, and put them together as a seller package of, you're going to get this and this and this and this. Now they're getting 5 or 6 things that still only cost $7,000 or $8,000 that your seller's going to pay for, but the buyer's feeling comforted, they're feeling protected, they're feeling like they just got benefit. Christine, I see you got a hand up. If you're talking, we can't hear you. Go ahead, Christine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, so I was going to say for luxury properties or like, just, something unique, if you have a listing that's like unique, I'm seeing a lot of agents attract other agents by saying, hey, come to my listing and, take, you could have like content that way, like, take photographs, take videos, blah, blah, blah. I've also seen
So you're inviting agents, you're getting feet in the door by inviting agents to use home as backdrop
For their content.
for video
for
content.
their content, and hopefully they'll tell their client if they have a client, looking for that house.
So
And
that's,
also I've
that's
seen
geared toward the agent. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So shifting gears, we could appeal to the buyer agent, and I've also seen them like hire a photographer, so they can get a headshot, that kind of thing.
Yeah, to get them in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing we have to be careful with offering stuff out to the agents is, does it look like compensation, and you know how they are with that. You guess you can advertise that on flyers and stuff like that and on your own website, but maybe not in the MLS.
Oh, what do you mean by like compensation?
I'm giving you something of value, which could be considered compensation. So I really can't advertise that in the MLS, but I could advertise it offline.
Oh, right. Yeah. This would be advertised by email,
Right.
by,
Email
like or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that, and so what I'm looking at here is those things which will, and I like the way that Ashley put it. This is the bling that's going to make the, because what's the buyer looking for? I'm looking for a house, but I'm looking for a really good deal. Scott, what you got?
I think the other thing we have to think about with any of these that are more non-linear, let's just be realistic, that most buyer agents aren't going to be able to figure out the value of this for their client unless we do a really good job explaining it.
Yes.
And that's probably the biggest challenge, is getting this through to the principal that it is a benefit. Now, I guess if it's in the public comments of the listing, then presumably the principal, the buyer, is going to be able to read it in whatever language that we use. But they need to understand too. I mean, how many buyers understand what a reduction in points actually means, which goes to your point about talking about in concrete terms, the benefit.
Yeah. So like this 2% here, calculate the bottom line number. They need to know that. I'm just looking at this, and here's where this all hit me last night, was when I was looking at our inventory, and I was seeing in our inventory that we've got we got a lot of houses on the market, and I don't want to see any of these houses on the market at the turn of the year. I think my email I sent out was saying we've got $49 million in real estate active. Now we've got some coming. That didn't even include these coming soons. $49 million active. Average time on market 47 days. If the average commission was 2.65%, we're talking over 1.3 or $1.4 million in commission payments. We're already dropping prices on probably half of our properties. So what else can I do? That's the question. These that are sitting here, 1, 2, 3, 4 days, you probably got a little time. But we know that once you hit 14 days, if you hit 14, most likely you're going to go to 30 or more days because you haven't grabbed their attention yet. So from here on out, it's like, all right, what's my new marketing plan? What am I going to do differently? I got everything from 517 days. I got 101 days here. So I got a bunch of properties on the market for over 3 months. What am I going to do? And these aren't all $1 million homes. Look at these prices. So we can't say because it's $2 million, it's on the market for 100 days. So I don't want this to come across that I'm slapping anybody across the head or anything. I'm just trying to give us some ideas here on what else can we do to draw the feed in, to make the phone to ring. And then, like Scott said, we can pick some of these, but you got to advertise it somehow to make sure that the agents know so they can let the principals know. And then where am I going to market this? It might mean I get a special sign out front, maybe even like a restaurant chalkboard sign, 2.5% on this house, or something that's out front when people are driving by. Put a slide, like this is a slide, right, that I'm showing you. Put a slide together that makes it into a JPEG and throw it up as a picture. So that it's not a document in the MLS, it's a picture in the MLS. It's like the value of seeing floor plans as a JPEG file in your photo files in the MLS versus putting the floor plans as a document. I don't ever really go and look at the documents in the MLS. So it's about getting that message in front of a couple of these. Look, I got to check. Like, can they pay first 2 months mortgage payment? Can they move them in? I think moving in is not a problem. We did say, well, they can agree to anything. They can as long as it's not illegal. That's all I'm saying. So when it comes to the mortgage, I'm a little more nervous. So I'll find out if this pay your first 2 months mortgage payment. Or another one could be choose one.
Yeah,
what's the one? We'll give you all new appliances. We'll pay your first 2 months mortgage payment, or we'll move you in for free up to 20 miles. You see what I'm saying? This is all the bling.
That's a really good idea. If you were saying, with your selling client, hey, let's instead of reducing the price by 10,000, let's offer a credit of that amount, but then highlight how a buyer could apply that credit in ways that they may not even think about. In fact, they wouldn't think about a lot of this stuff. And you're letting them in that scenario choose what has more actual, or just as important, perceived benefit to them.
Yeah. And you'll have to have a flyer in the property so that when they're showing it, there's a flyer to take with them. Hey, this house comes with 2 months mortgage payment made for you, and we'll move you within 20 miles. Or we'll pay for the first 20 miles of moving, or something like that, whatever that is.
Hey, Anthony, just to make a point for everybody, and you know this, is so Anthony showed, what is it, 79 actives or what, and he showed the median and average days on market. That's right in line with the overall market. It's not like our listings are high, low, but that's pretty much right in line with the entire market right now, average and median days on market.
Yeah. Good point. Thanks. Buyer agents, do you see that your people would respond to this, or was it just correct me if I'm wrong. Would they respond, or is this just a gimmick?
People like free things.
People like free things.
Yeah, and they like to have choices. I do like the packaging it and having discussion with the seller and saying what they're able to do or want or willing to do, but then offering choices to the buyers. It's appealing.
So
the power of negotiation that we have now is way better because, for example, when the buyers always have to about then you have an answer. Okay, well, now the seller is willing to do, pay for points and stuff like that you couldn't do that before.
Right.
You are paying like the right price.
Yeah.
Even though in some cases they are dropping the price flat, giving you some incentives, thing that didn't happen for the past 5 years. I think,
Right.
or more. So now they are really open
Yeah.
a lot.
Some of them are. I mean, we're still getting some sellers thinking it's 2022. May. They think it's March 2022 when interest rates were at 2%. I'm like, it's not March 2022, my friend.
Now home inspection is back to it again.
Yeah.
And with
Big
that,
time.
sometimes you can get more money out of that,
Mhm.
even though you're not gonna,
Right.
spend it on whatever it's supposed to be, but you can
Yeah.
still buy new appliances and all this stuff.
I don't know if y'all heard that. She was saying that home inspections are back and they're real. And so you may not get everything fixed, but they're definitely saying, hey, how about I give you $5,000 instead? They're doing that. So I'm just saying we have always gone, we've regularly been using these top three: drop the price, financial incentive, closing cost subsidy. But I think a lot of buyers aren't grasping that's $10,000 or that's $8,000. They understand a new appliance set is $8,000. They understand you're making my poor mortgage payment for 2 months, which is people love to like, what is it? Get a new roof, no payments for a year kind of thing. They like that. I got in here. We moved in and we closed October 30th and I don't have a payment till January. Merry Christmas to me. Yeah.
Feel like you're coming in there, they want to feel like they're the ones that came out.
Yeah. This looks good. Yeah, I gave him full price, but man, I got a month payment. And yeah, I mean, I like the moving and the warranty package. That's not that expensive. The all appliances and warranty pack. I'm just thinking the warranty because the warranty is only an expensive warranty is $700 or $800. That's it. Yeah, Scott.
Just something to consider as it relates to the effectiveness of a price drop. So for the last 3 months, the number of active houses over 30 days on market that have a price drop is running about 61 to 65%. There's not a material difference in median and average days on market for those 62% active houses over 30 days that do a price drop and the actives over 30 days that don't have a price drop.
Yeah.
So that's telling me that price drop, the way that most agents think about it, well, let's do 10,000 or 1% or 1%. It's not making a difference because buyers are taking longer and they're deciding, if someone likes the house at 800,000 or likes the house at, let's say, 790, they're probably also interested in the house at 800. They may not offer 800, but they'll probably still make an offer. So price is not the fix. Mm-hmm. And this has been going on for 3+ months. That's a big enough data set to tell me that unless you do a significant price drop, which probably brings in a different buyer cohort, and as to Anthony's point at the start, it's probably putting the house below proper value for that community, that area. It's probably not going to make a difference. Whereas this has a chance to make a difference.
So we've got price drops on 29 of our 79 properties. Remember, I got 12 homes in there, all right, that are coming soon. Look at these numbers here. Our average days on market for those with the price drop is 76 days on market and 103 continuous days on market. The average price drop is from 712 to 699. That's barely a blip on the map, as far as the difference in the buyer's mortgage payment. So that's why I think they may not relate to the $10,000 or $20,000 off the price. It all just starts running together when you're shopping for homes. You've gone and seen your 30th property. You're looking between 750 and 800. So 1,787, 1,775, and 1,799. Okay, whatever. Which one's going to really bling with me? Which one's giving me free stuff? I like what Kristen said here. Which one's free? Which one's going to make it? You know, I'm winning with this one. I paid $785 for it. I gave them full price, but they're moving me, and they're making a payment for me, and so I don't have a payment till January. And here's here's what I'm really pushing on this, folks. I really don't want these houses on the market December 31, and I don't want to withdraw them and cancel them. I want them sold. So on these financial pieces, I'm going to double check with the mortgage group and say what's doable, what can we do. The other ones, if I can get someone to join me to just go through these numbers and see what this looks like, and we can put dollar amounts on it, then we'll give you something that you can run to your seller and say, look, it's the end of the year. It's the fourth quarter. We want to finish well. What do you think about these ideas? Which one do you, and not do you want to do one of them? Which one do you want to put in place?
Anthony, I have a question.
We've been on the market since August. Yeah.
So if we make these adjustments or offer these incentives now that the house is on the market, how do we get it back in front of all the buyers? That's the difficult part that I'm having. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're making adjustments, like my sellers and I are making adjustments, but how do you get back in front of without touching the price, how do you get back in front of those buyers?
So I'll just chime in here for a second. So I have a house that's been sitting on the market since June. It's a new build. It's a beautiful house. But the neighborhood is not what people are looking for. But of course, we have no control over that. So we have recently, we dropped the price. That did nothing. And then we offered with CMG, we offered the 4.99 interest rate if they qualify. But in order to refresh the listing, I had to change the price. So like we had already dropped the price by 25K. Then when we were advertising the 4.99, I dropped the price by $1. And then
that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing. Yeah, it's either that or pull the property off and put it back on.
Right.
Dumb broker question. So you're going from, like, this is 386. You're going at the 385,999.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny, but it works, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just,
it back. It gets it back in front of everybody.
Got it. So
yeah, and I'm also, I will also say one other thing is that I'm doing is I'm putting advertising on my front picture. So like,
I just did that. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yes.
take the picture, put some words on it. I put on, like
Anthony, pull up
interest rate.
Corvin Place. Go down, scroll down.
Yeah, you can pull up Pinewood Terrace as well.
Corvin, Corvin. No, Corvin, Corvin. It's right there. That one.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, there it is.
That's what I'm talking about. That when they log in and they get it on any channel, KW, Realtor, Zillow, that's what they're going to see. What is this?
Yeah, you can look at mine as well as Pinewood Terrace in Falls Church. I've got that.
Anthony, go down to the remarks. Oh, go down to the, if you went down to the remarks, you could see the wording that needs to be put in.
Okay. There you go. Come check it out. Buyers may qualify. What's up? That's great.
That's brilliant.
I'm telling you, that 499.
That looks great, Emma.
How long have you had that, Emma? How long you had that?
2 weeks.
Okay.
Showings are up a little bit, but still.
Yeah. So and guys and gals, here's what we're doing. We're just trying to figure out what works. What's going to make this happen? What's going to make these move? You said Corvin?
Corvin, yeah. Go down, click on it and then go down to the remarks. Right there.
Got it.
See, so that's the wording that is required to put in. See where it says, as of, this is a list and lock. And then I said, this will save you $367 a month. So.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and this may be where you use the agent remarks to explain more detail about how that works on any of this stuff. Hey,
Yeah,
my
I could do
seller
that.
will pay for a whole new kitchen package with a agreeable, I don't even want to say full price offer. I'd say agreeable contract. They say, well, what does agreeable mean? So don't come in 50
Yeah.
grand thinking you're going to get the package. If it's all about
Right.
getting the price for you, that's what you got. Rashana, what you got?
Is anyone using the reverse prospect tool?
I don't know how to do that.
I made a video on it, but we can go.
We will push that up front, Rashana, and send that out to everybody. And it's when someone's buyers match up with your listing.
Yeah, I get those emails. I get
Yeah.
emails from other agents in regards to that.
Right.
Maybe also, if you guys have, well, we know you have listings. Reach out to the agents that have shown it through showing time, and then tell them about your new incentives.
And you
to
can
reach
send
out
them a
to their
message.
clients.
You
Yeah.
can send them a message through the Showing Time app, and it blings them on their phone to look. Why am I getting a message from Showing Time? So it shows what they did. Some requests here about the video. If you could share that, Ashley.
Oh, do you want me to show it to you real quick?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna stop my share.
All right. Let me make sure that, okay, so I got the social media one pulled up, so hold on.
Okay.
And the interest rate has already changed, so it's not going to say 1.25, it's going to say 1 point or 5.1. It's going to say to 5.25. So
Okay, here we go. We can't hear anything, but that's okay. I see what you're doing. Oh, that's good.
How permanent it can be.
It means you've got a 5 1/8 rate till for 30 years. It's not that's what the points are, but the seller's paying for it. No, it's not a buy down. It's just actually reducing the rate.
Because it was kind of confusing, because buy down is change with the buy down to buy down.
Yeah. All right, cool. So this is in conjunction with her, and then there's your information on the backside. List and lot, yeah. So
that's it.
That's really good. And was there sound?
Yeah,
with
so
that?
I don't know if you can see this, but this is your dashboard.
Yeah.
So it gives you all this customized material. Here, the MLS description, you just copy and paste that into your MLS. They have a flyer.
Do you know if Bright would have a problem with you putting that link in there in the agent remarks?
I don't know, but there's a lot of different stuff. And then down here,
Anthony,
if you change,
I can
if you
speak to that about URLs in the agent remarks.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do that in the agent remarks. So
yeah, so not public, just in the agent remarks. So if you change the price of the property, you change it here, and then it'll change all the marketing above. Or if you want to change the concession, whatever the concession is, you can change it here, and then all of these videos and all of these printouts will change depending on what you put in.
Yeah. Okay, and Rashana just put her video on how to reverse prospect in the remarks, so everyone should click that and save that video. This is what we have to do with this market, and my call to action is let's do it before the end of October so that we're selling these houses by the end of November and December, and not hoping our sellers will stay with us at the turn of the year.
And always put an expiration date on your offer, like a full price offer by so and
That's
so.
the point. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You can always change the expiration date, but just like, yeah. This
the-
weekend only, yeah. Yeah. All right, was this helpful? Okay. I'm gonna check on a couple of these things here to make sure I'm not directing you toward an illegal path. And then if they're okay, then I'll send this out. And then open up the chat, and if there's any links in there and YouTubes or anything, everyone click what you want. Because when I close the meeting down, the recording's gonna go off and I will not have access to it.
Anthony,
Yeah.
I'd like to ask a question. I think I missed it in the beginning. So this list and lock, is that directly through a specific lender? So you have to talk to a lender that offers that, or how does that work? I think
Yeah, it's through CMG. So Rob should know about it.
Yeah.
I've never heard him talk about it, but Melissa has done meetings and she's done classes on it, and you are more than welcome to reach out to her. She'd be happy to take your call. But she's the one that I work with CMG. But Rob should have the same information.
Yeah, I would think so.
so. Are you saying
CMG. Yeah.
are you saying that there might be other lenders that potentially offer that, and it's based?
No, it's a CMG product.
Yeah,
Okay,
remember CMG, they do not sell the majority of their loans. So they have more freedom to do things with their money. Because if they were going to take that and then sell it back to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, they couldn't have these items on there that would, because they're not conforming.
But just in case, you know, most of the lenders are having this kind of problem. It's
Yeah.
not like,
Okay.
So the other question is, instead of, working with a specific lender, because then the buyer is obligated to use that lender, and they might say, I don't want to do that, but I do want, a buy down. Would it make sense for us to advertise that the seller is offering, I don't know, $10,000 in seller subsidy that could be used towards closing cost or rate buy down? Like, has anybody
Yeah,
used
you could
that?
do that.
Right. And we can do that. What I would submit to just twist that a little bit or turn it is lay out what that savings means for them. When you say $40,000 over the life of the loan or over 30 years.
It was over 10. It was actually, I misspoke. It was over 10 years. You save
in 10 years, you save
$40,000.
$40,000. That says a lot more than we'll pay 2 points. So and with all the ideas that you guys have tossed out here, I forget who said it. It depends on what your buyer, what's the thing that turns them on. Yeah, I want the 2 points. No, I want the appliances. No, I want a vacation. What really makes them, and that's what I'm thinking, maybe the choice packages. We got one package that gives you a home warranty and new appliances. We got another one that moves you free and pays a month's rent. Whatever. You maybe put in a big price ticket and then a lower price ticket, so they're getting more than just one thing.
Money
All
is
right,
fungible.
folks. Yeah, go ahead.
Money is fungible. They can use it for whatever the heck they want.
Right. More listings, more links in the comments below. And Rashana, what you got?
Do you want me to post this or not?
Yeah, the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this here. I think so. I mean, it's mostly our own peeps. But
Okay.
let me tell you this, the whole market needs to get on board this. Okay. Because even our own buyers, we need to get off the dime.
Let me make one more comment. Why
Go
don't
ahead.
if you have a listing, why don't you reach out to the other agents? Hopefully they'll answer your phone, but I won't get on that. But ask them, what is it going to take for their buyers to purchase your listing, to kind of see where they're at.
Right.
It's an idea.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all I have.
All right. Thank
Rashana, I'm going to watch your video as soon as this is over.
you. Everyone has got houses to sell should be watching that video. We got to take our marketing up to the next level. And I'm telling you, we got probably 2 weeks here. And then November comes and everyone's talking pumpkin spice, pumpkin pie, and holiday shopping. That's what happens. And we don't want to be trying to get these things marketed in right before Thanksgiving and the holidays in December. So
I will comment on that thought, and I'll keep everybody posted in tracking the weekly numbers to see if this late fall market is going to be different than historically. When you get into about mid-November, things really start to fall off in terms of houses going under contract because of where rates are now, potentially a Fed rate drop in the October, which is end of October. So that's another piece that maybe hopefully seasonality, the normal seasonality is it's a little stronger this year than we have had.
And here's the other thing, buyer agents, use these in your offer. Hey, look, here's what I really want. I'll give you a full price, but I want all brand new appliances. And I want a home warranty for a year, and I want this. And then even though the seller didn't offer it, the buyer feels like they won.
Yeah, the buyer, I buy from the buyer, but sometimes the market that they can ask for everything at once. That they find in some cases, but
sometimes you can overdo it. Yeah.
Or else the seller start to see because most of these stuff start over the phone with the listing agent.
Yeah.
And they start to see which agent is the one that is asking too much to just close you out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and they're
look, we want to work with you, but we're not going to give away the show. Yeah.
Somebody's asking so much that they're gonna decide for whoever is asking for a little bit. So
what we should do is you let me know when you're writing an offer, and I'll call and say I have interest, but here's everything I want, and it makes your offer look better. Is that it? All right, folks.
Well, I think that if you talk to the agents that are representing the buyers, if you make the effort to make the phone call and say, hey, we're offering this, or we're willing to offer this, let me know what's going to work for your buyer, you come across as a lot more friendly, easy to work with, easygoing, and that agent may want to work with you and push their buyer to make the offer on your listing because you came across like, hey, teamwork makes the dream work. Let's do this.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense because let's say they got the 9 houses in the same neighborhood. Here's the thing on that one. Let's say you get one that sells with 6 offers. Why don't the 5 go buy one of the other houses in the same neighborhood? And then they don't. And that's what I'm saying. It's a weird market right now. So you call that agent and say, what would it take? Look, I got 3 packages. We'll make your mortgage payment for 2 months. We'll pay down your mortgage rate down 5 1/8, or we'll move you and give you brand new appliances. Which one would be more enticing to your buyer? And the agent's going to say, I don't know. Let me talk with my buyer. Which house are you again?
Right.
We'll come out and see it again this weekend, that kind of thing.
So that sounds all great, yet be careful with that because I have had 3 buyers fall through not to any sort of fault of the seller. They changed their mind. So they made offers, they were accepted or were to be accepted, and they said, you know what, they don't want it anymore. Never mind. So that's also giving false hope to the seller as well. If you're saying, hey, maybe your buyers, us as agents, we might make it, really nice to the buyers, but at the end of the day, I think the buyers are very wishy-washy right now. So
yeah, I get it. And I'm with you on that one. I'm also thinking, how else do we get them off the dime? $559 to $499 on this price right here. I'm like, you're probably right where it needs to be. You need to offer new appliances, or you need to offer them a trip to a warm, somewhere warm. Yeah. So anyway, all right, folks, thanks so much for coming out today. I appreciate it. And there'll be a follow-up email later today. And y'all have a great weekend.
And